what's going on? So yes, in today's episode, you read it right in the thumbnail, we are going to review the Honda Rebel, the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 DCT at 7,000 miles. I'm gonna give you all my pros, I'm gonna give you all my cons. We're gonna go out and ride it, and we'll talk about it, and I'm gonna give you an honest review about it. So if you're in the market of getting a Honda Rebel, a 300, a 500, or the 1100, which I have, whether it be the clutch or the DCT, we have both of them here, but I'm gonna give you my review on the DCT version. So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and hit subscribe. And if you watch my channel and you have not hit subscribe, hit subscribe. With all that being said, let's go head out to the garage. Let's go. So you're looking at a 2024 Honda Rebel 1100T, but that is not what we are reviewing. We are reviewing the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 DCT. Here it is in all its glory. Yes, 7,000 mile review, and I'm about to give you my honest review about it. What I like, what I don't like, what could be improved, and I forgot the keys. So that's a problem. So I have to go back and get the keys now. Yeah. All right, I got the keys. That helps. Let's start her up. So guys, the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT, it is 1,083 cc's, liquid cooled. It has the parallel twin engine, which is shares the same engine as the Africa Twin. I have it in this silver metallic. The Honda logo, I don't think a lot of people talk about this. It's not just a decal, it's actually on the tank and then the clear coated over. That's how it comes from the factory. The mirrors are not factory. The windshield is not factory. The seat is not factory, and the exhaust is not factory. So don't think that any of that comes with it. The sissy bar does not come with it. I added all these mods to the Rebel 1100. Even stock form, I still love the bike. It's fun to customize this bike, although there's not a ton of aftermarket products out there. The brakes are single piston radial mount hydraulic brakes. And it does have, yes, you saw it in the thumbnail, 7,434 miles. This is the DCT model. DCT stands for dual clutch transmission. You'll find the badge right there. And what does that mean? Well, essentially it just means it's an automatic motorcycle. So you have no clutch. A cool thing about this, when you do buy the DCT, you can put it on an automatic and manual mode, which is right here. You have an A and an M. If you put it in manual mode, you can then use your minus and plus shifter buttons here similar to like a car, like a paddle shifter, I guess you could say. They're very, they're in a great position. They're very easy to use. You don't have to stretch your hand out or anything. It's just the ideal position for it. Your turn signal is there. Your horn is here. Your brights is here. This selects your cursor, which is mounted here, and you can select different modes. Here's your mode button. And then you have your rain standard, user customizer mode, and my favorite, the sport mode. And the sport mode turns this motorcycle into a whole different beast. But guys, you tuned into this video not to just learn about the bike, because I have plenty of videos telling you about my bike and all the specs on it. This video is about my 7,000 mileage review, and I will give you my opinion on the bike. If you're new to riding, would I suggest a Honda Rebel 1100? My own personal preference, I would say no to that. I've been riding since I was 10 years old. I've been riding dirt bikes and mini bikes and then motorcycles and everything. If you follow my channel, you know I even had a Honda Navi. If you're looking to start out, maybe start out with a Honda Grom, a Honda Navi, and learn about those bikes. So I always say there's two things in safety. One of them is being on the bike and just being safe, making sure your tires are inflated properly. You are if the chain, make sure your chain is good, make sure your chain is greased, have the proper attire on, all that stuff. The second thing I always say to safety is just being aware of your surroundings. Be careful of who's around you. Be careful of the cars. Everyone's on their cell phone nowadays. Watch that car in front of you. Watch that car to the side of you. Plan in your head what that car's next move is. You want to be super safe when you ride, especially if you have a passenger, which the Rebel 1100 does allow for a passenger. Here in America, you do have to buy the foot extensions there, and you do have to buy a rear seat pad. That does not come standard. In Europe it does, not here in America. If you don't want to start out on a mini moto and you want to jump right onto a bigger bike, I'm going to tell you one thing. If you're a shorter person, I'm only 5'8". If you're in the 5'5" to like, let's say 5'10" range, you're going to love this bike because it's so easy to flat foot this bike. Believe it or not, I can flat foot this Honda Rebel a little bit better than I can flat foot the Honda Navi, which is considered a mini moto. Obviously, this bike's a lot heavier than the Honda Navi or any mini moto, so you do have to take that into consideration. But getting back to what I was saying, if you're going to jump onto a bigger bike, I would say skip the Honda Rebel 300 and go straight to a Honda Rebel 500. Get familiar with that bike and ride that for maybe a year or two. And then if you feel like it, get a Honda Rebel 1100, which this is their top tier model, the 1100. Or if you are loving your Honda Rebel 500, don't even jump to any bike. Stick on the Honda Rebel 500, because I love the 500. The reason why I say don't get a Honda Rebel 300 is just because I feel the bike is very underpowered. A lot of people will tell you that, and I think you'll have buyer's remorse if you get a 300, because after maybe a few months of having it, you're gonna realize it's underpowered and you're gonna wish you just spent that extra $1,500, $2,000 on a 500. So the 500 itself, it's perfectly powered. It gets on it, it goes. It's just an overall really nice bike. And then, like I said, you could probably move up to your Rebel 1100 if you are wanting to. Anyways, guys, back to the Honda Rebel 1100 reliability. I've never had one issue with this bike. This bike is great. 7,000 miles. I've pretty much had the bike in sport mode ever since I've got the damn thing, and no issues whatsoever. I love how it handles. It's very nimble on turns. The weight is perfect. I love how I can flat foot it easy. If you're a taller guy, maybe 6 foot or up, you might not enjoy this bike, and you might have to get leg extensions. If you don't know what leg extensions are, they just kind of put your foot a little bit further away. I have a video on that. Look for my John Cirasani video. It says 6'5" riding a Honda Rebel. Check that out, and you can get an idea of what a taller person will look like on a Rebel 1100. But reliability wise, I've had no issues with this bike. I think it does pretty well on gas. If you put it in standard mode, you're gonna get some good mileage out of it. If you put it in sport mode and you're constantly getting on it, you are gonna notice a significant difference in the mileage you get out of it. You're not gonna get much out of it, I can tell you that right now. But standard mode, I actually was very impressed on how far I could go on my road trip in just standard, with just a full tank in standard. So my cons about the Rebel 1100 is the stock seat, which is not that. It is actually just a pan style seat, and you'll see it. That's what it looks like there. And I'm not a big fan of it. I do like the look of it, but it's just not comfortable at all. Many Rebel riders will tell you that. The other thing I do not like about the Honda Rebel 1100, at high speeds, roughly around 90 and up, you're going to notice a little bit of a wobble. I have heard that can be corrected with new tires, so the Dunlops that come on it. But if you go in my description, I'll show you what tires you should buy for the bike. That will eliminate the high-speed wobble. They do also make a front fork brace, and it's only about 60 bucks. And what it does is it locks down your front forks and just keeps the bike stable at high speeds. So from what I've heard, with those new tires and that front fork brace, it pretty much eliminates the high speed wobble 100%. So that is one good thing, I guess. So guys, 7,000 miles in, 0 issues. I know, maybe it's a boring video. Maybe you're like, oh, I was hoping to hear some things. I was hoping to learn some things about the Rebel 1100 that was terrible. Well, there's really nothing terrible to talk about. The only terrible thing I can really say is the seat. The seat's not comfortable. And there's some brands out there. There's the Mustang seat. There's Corbin. There's a couple Amazon, eBay seats out there. I am in the works talking with Susie over at Cheeky Seats, sponsor of mine. We're going to work on some design on the Honda Rebel 1100 stock seat and come up with a comfortable seat. So stay tuned for that. That's still in the works. But I mean, really, all I can complain about is maybe the seat. The stock exhaust is not the best looking. Get rid of that. Obviously, you can see I have the Vance & Hines. Of course, I am going to rep Vance & Hines. They are a great company, a great sponsor of mine. So, would I recommend a Rebel 1100? Yes, 100%. I love everything about this bike. I've taken this bike to Nashville, Tennessee from Chicago. 0 issues. So is my brother. I actually have a 3-part series video. Go check that out on riding this bike there. But there's been 0 issues. I love it. I love how it handles. It performs well. And go and get it. I mean, the price on the Honda Rebel 1100, brand new, $11,900. You can't beat that. Other motorcycle companies, I won't say who, just gouges people with their prices. They're insane. So guys and girls, that is it. I'm going to end the video. Simple, easy review video. 7,000 miles, 0 issues. Love the bike. Like I said, I have my small minor complaints, but you know, you're going to have a complaint on any bike you buy. Get a Honda Rebel 1100. I guarantee you're going to love it. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.